us here. Episode number 3, Coach's Corner. So we're going to be standing today. We figured we've been sitting enough, so we had to switch up our locations and be a little bit more mobile for our episode today.
And even got a whiteboard for that.
Yeah, we're going to go in depth. So our topic that we're going to touch on today is something that I think people they know about, but they don't necessarily want to hear the name of this topic, especially when they're they've set goals and they're really in
gung ho about the workouts.
Yeah, they're really in the moment for wanting to get their workout programs accomplished, and that is the idea of rest and recovery and the importance of that. I know that myself personally, for as long as I've been doing this, that's been a topic and a word that when people are trying to reach their goals, especially if they're weight loss goals, the last thing that somebody wants to hear is, slow down, relax, give yourself some time.
Less can be more.
Yeah, less can be more. So, the easiest way for us to break this down, as opposed to just kind of give specific examples only, or just he and I chat about this, is to I want to break this down in writing and give you a couple of visual examples of what this of how we can help you understand why rest and recovery is so important in your life. And when we use the words stress during our episode today, it's going to be used for a wide variety of things. So it's going to be everything from work to life to money to whatever it could be. Anything, it could be good stress, bad stress, but we're going to use stress to cover it all. Yeah. So we'll give an example. We have a lot of clients in here that they know exactly what they want to achieve out of their workout program, and they're training with us 2-3 days a week,
3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week, and that's sort of which leads into this conversation when they start hitting the 4 to 5 days a week and their progress kind of stalls, or they aren't feeling as good, performance goes down, and this is when they need to hear this talk about recovery.
Right, and that's when it's important. And it's we'll usually know. I know myself. I know you know. I know that probably a lot of our other trainers know when to kind of sit them down and give them this talk. Yeah. It's generally going to come where they've had a string of workouts where it hasn't been their best performance, or they haven't been feeling well. They felt unenergized or something of that nature. And then it's time for us to kind of sit down and break this down.
And one thing to take into consideration, something I just kind of picked up over some videos I was watching, is taking a look at one workout versus a month of workouts. So if you have a bad workout one day, it's easy to kind of scrap the whole system. Like, I need to change this, and this. Like, something's not working. Where you kind of need to take a step back and think, like, analyze it over a few weeks to a month. Like, is this something where you're consistently decreasing in progress, something where you're completely stalling out for a month, versus overreacting on that first 1 or 2 bad workouts. So, like you and I, we have days where it's not our best workout.
Just not feeling it that day.
You just have to kind of go home, recover. Hence the video recovery, and get back at it the next day.
And that's actually a really great point. Is that everybody has bad days, and you just like you said, that's a fantastic point. That'll be a great streamline into what we're going to talk about here. Is more than, don't just focus on the one day. Let's focus on trends that are going on. So some of the most common things we'll go over first. What causes the stress? Okay, so for normal people, okay, our workouts, so your workout programs will cause our stress. As much as they are helping you, it is work, and it's breaking your body down.
Yeah, it does damage.
And it's definitely taking energy away from you. Work for people is such a. I mean, we went over that in our corporate episode. That work can be an absolute killer for people, especially in their workout programs. It can be a huge setback. Home life. I'm sure lots of people that are watching have husbands and wives and kids and all sorts of different aspects that could affect and be stressful as well. And then also I put in there sudden events. So it could be something that home life work and workouts are something that you may have planned.
Yeah, something unexpected.
But something unexpected could come up and cause a large amount of stress. But you know, as opposed to looking at these, you know, these four things as setbacks, I think that we should work on, you know, we're going to try and explain, you know, what you need to do as far as, you know, the importance of the recovery side of it in order to make it so these things can continue to be, you know, to be good and get benefit from them. And even when they cause stress, we want to be able to kind of show you how to cope with that, how you can kind of help recover and continue on with your workout programs and other parts of life as well.
And to lead off on the opposite side of the spectrum, from putting in the work, causing the stress, the opposite will be recovery. So some of the things we had listed just off the get-go would be sleep. It's like we're big on the 7 to 8 hours of sleep if you're able to get that. But if you're not able to get that, making the most out of the sleep you're able to get. So if you can only get 6 or 7, make those quality 6 or 7 the best you can. So staying away from the bright lights, the computer screen right before bed, doing something relaxing.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
That's step one, is just sleep, allowing the hormones to calm down, because workouts do produce, pretty much anything on the side produces a rise in your cortisol levels, a rise in insulin levels, and when it's properly balanced with recovery, everything stays the same. You're able to find balance, but it's when one side of the spectrum is overloaded, that's when things get out of whack.
Yep.
So the first would be sleep as the balance.
And sleep is like you said, important for every single aspect there. The next one that we're going to talk about, the rehab part of it, this is probably, this part here, this is probably going to really mostly affect from the workout standpoint, and this, the chiropractic type thing. Those type of things are going to really directly go towards workouts, and, you know, because we are trainers and because of all the training that we do here, that's going to be, we do want to make that a focus of the episode today. And that is, you know, when you're in here and you're training with us, you know, anywhere from 2 to 5 days a week, you have to learn how to rest and you have to learn how to, you know, recover. And, you know, with some of the clients that we have, they're at a training level where, you know, I don't necessarily need a rest day for some of my clients to be a day of necessarily doing nothing.
Yeah.
We can sit back and we can go quote unquote and call it active recovery. But you have to be able to teach, you know, it takes some time to teach people how to, you know, what that actually means.
Yeah.
So we use that active recovery as what we want our clients to do and what we want people to do is, you know, for rest. And, you know, I look at it from a rehab standpoint. So, you know, the stress that comes from your workouts, it could, you could get recovery and rest from whether it be a massage, whether it be, you know, just, you know, most of our clients at home, a lot of them have foam rollers and some of those tools at home.
Yeah.
Foam rolling, whether it's a chiropractor visit that your body needs an adjustment. You know, those are all things that are extremely important, and in some cases are probably, you know, massage, foam roll, chiropractor, even just coming in. We have some of our clients that come in and just do like
a little bit of cardio or something.
Yeah, a little bit
very low intensity.
Right, a little easy pace on the rower or the Airdyne. That's actually more beneficial than just going home and just sitting and doing nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, for some people, you know, for a lot of our clients and people, if you're training 3 or 4 days a week, your body will benefit more from some of this active recovery than it will from just complete sedentary rest.
Just to add into that, as far as personal things that I've kind of learned over the years, sometimes through the hard way, from kind of going at it 5-6 days a week when I was in college, to taking a more relaxed approach and focusing more on the recovery, would be the massage therapy, the chiropractic, and it's one of the things I started incorporating would be like a restorative yoga. So something pretty much would be like a more exaggerated form of stretching and flexibility, kind of calming the body down from the intense workouts that I do. So yoga, going to the chiropractor to get everything in alignment with your spine, that it's going to allow you to perform your best and to minimize the imbalances that could form from that.
Right.
So there's some of the things I've learned over the years where I may have neglected, or if someone would have showed me along the way earlier, like foam rolling's good, massage is good, like you ought to incorporate these in your program, I would have been a step ahead of the game. So hopefully some of the things we're sharing today could help give you that edge.
Right, and that's the thing too. You know, there's a lot of things that even us that we are, you know, we continue to learn, and just as an individual who, you know, does, you know, like to work out quite a bit, some things may work better than others. So one week I may be doing more active recovery on an Airdyne bike, or one week I may feel like I need to spend a little bit more time on the foam roller and doing a little bit more flexibility stuff. So it will vary too. It's not just going to be one specific thing that's going to help just completely rest. We're just looking at the mass of all these things that you can do. And then the last part of recovery that we want to touch base on is the nutrition part. And that is, that's something that we could literally spend hours on. It's talking about what the benefits of that stuff. And from a recovery standpoint, it's extremely important. So if if you're trying to take some time to rest, and you're focusing on recovering from stressful situations in your life, and this applies to life and workouts too. The quality of food and your food and water intake are going to play huge roles in how your body recovers.
I can easily tell just from people I work with that they have a good day of drinking water and eating food. Like I don't have to ask them; you can visually see.
You can see it
when they put the right foods in their body that day.
Absolutely. We've seen it. I've seen it myself. If you come in, I can guarantee if a client comes in to me and they're hydrated and they're fueled, it's probably going to be a solid workout. It's going to be a solid workout that day. I very rarely, unless one of these other factors are really overwhelming, then chances are we're going to have a good workout if all those things are in place. But an example is like if your body is trying to recover and you're not hydrating yourself and you're eating a lot of processed foods or fast foods. All of those foods, the majority of those processed foods are going to be pro-inflammatory. So if you're not if you're eating these foods that really aren't beneficial to your body, it's definitely not going to help aid in any recovery process, whether it's a workout, whether you're stressed from work, whether you're stressed at home, or whether something crazy has happened. Those pro-inflammatory foods are going to make issues so much worse. So much worse. And if those are what you're fueling your body with post-workout, then recovery is going to be damn near impossible for you to really get good at. And it's eventually, it's not like you said, it's not going to be that one workout that's going to this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And after a while, that trend starts, and you're 10 workouts deep, and you still feel like crap, and you're wondering why you're not getting any progress in your workouts.
Another end of that spectrum would be not eating enough of the right foods. So sort of like saying, okay, I got a strict goal to meet, I got to lose all this weight, so I'm not going to eat a lot. I'm going to work my butt off, come every day if I can, and then barely eat anything at all. So think about like you're a car, a sports car, and you've got a gas tank. You start the week off, first week at the gym, you got a full tank. You do your workout, it goes to empty, but you don't give it the right amount, so you go to a half a tank. Second workout goes, you're down to E very quickly. Then it's sort of like a negative effect where you're not even filling your tank up a halfway, a quarter of the way. You're running on fumes by a few weeks in or a month in.
Right.
Because you had good mindset, good ideas in mind, but it just wasn't the right route to do that.
Right. And those are very important points. And our takeaway. So to wrap up, because we could elaborate on this all day long. To kind of get our point across from this is that if you're sitting on the other side here and you're wondering, well, like, what should my ratio be? How do I know when it's time to recover? How do I know this? How do I know that? And a very simple way, we'll keep it to what we're good at. So that's from a workout standpoint. If you're trying to decide if it's a time, how you judge what your rest or what your recovery is supposed to be, you can pretty much take a look at how many days a week that you're training hard. So if you're in the gym, if you're going to see 3 to 4 workouts a week, then you should probably practice, close to a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're going to be doing 4 days in the gym, you should be taking, at least 4 days and making sure that some sort of recovery is happening. And that's where the variety steps in. So this should be the majority. You should really be focusing on trying to get really quality sleep.
Yeah.
But on those other days is when you can kind of figure out, I'll do what rehab stuff. I'll make sure I spend a couple days on the foam roller. This month I may get a couple massages, and maybe this time once a month for a chiropractic visit. So if you kind of practice a 1-to-1 ratio almost of, if you're working out, if you're training in the gym 4 days a week, you should be, with the exception of sleep, which should probably be more like you said, you should be finding multiple ways to recover, so that way, by the time the next week comes back around, you're ready to go, you're fueled up and ready to go. So you can see we can kind of get heated on this and we can spend a lot of time, but we want to make sure that you guys understand these important topics, and these are issues that we talk with our clients about on a weekly basis. So obviously for something that's a little complicated like this, if you guys ever have any questions, we're on all ends of social media. So go to our website and shoot us an email. Go to on Facebook, send us a Facebook message. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions or elaborate on what we were talking about today. So
I think that's all I have for recovery.
we're good to go on recovery today. So make sure if you work out hard today, make sure you get your recovery in. So we'll see you next time.
Signing off.